new Moto G4 Play, which is a very interesting entry-level device from Motorola. The price has been set to 8,999 rupees, that is approximately 135 US dollars, which is quite interesting because the price is exactly same as the Redmi 3S Prime, which is by far the king of entry-level devices under 10,000 rupees. So I'm quite interested to see how good is this new Moto G4 Play compared to the Redmi 3S Prime. At least one thing I can say right now, the storage and RAM are lower on this device. You have also got quad-core CPU, 5 inches HD screen, 5 megapixel and 8 megapixel cameras. This is a 4G LTE device. That means you can use your Jio SIM cards. I will talk more about this later. Let's get started with the unboxing first. There you go, I have the white variant of the Moto G Play 4th generation. There is also a black one. This device looks and feels exactly like a miniature Moto G4. I will talk more about this device later. Let's first check the accessories you get inside the box. First of all, there you get the earphones or headphones, and this is exactly the same headset you get with almost all the mid-range and entry-level Motorola devices. The sound quality is not bad, but if you are a music lover, I will definitely suggest you to get a premium one. The earphones are not in-ear type and the remote consists of only a push button. This is the data cable, which is around 1 meter long, and the most interesting accessory you get with the Moto G4 Play is the rapid charger, which is basically a 10-watt power adapter. According to Motorola, you will get around 5 hours of battery life with just 15 minutes of charge. The output rating is 5.2 volt and 2 ampere. That means it's actually a 10.4 watt charger. The USB port is at the back, which is quite convenient, and for an entry-level device, I'm actually quite happy with this power adapter. There you get some paperwork, a lot of booklets. I don't think you will be interested in this, so let's move on to the last accessory, which is the battery itself. Well, it's good to see a user replaceable battery on a Motorola device again. This Moto G4 Play is actually a water repellent device, so the sealing of the back cover should be very good. This is a 2685 mAh lithium polymer battery, which is supposed to be better than lithium ion batteries. So for a device with 5 inches display size and mediocre CPU GPU, I think this battery will be really nice. Let's get rid of this mess here and have a close look at the device itself. There you go, the all new Moto G Play 4th generation. Let's first get rid of these plastics here and have a close look at the display, the exterior design. Well, this strip is for removing the back cover. Well, one thing I must admit, the back cover is very tight. It's quite hard to remove, and I don't know whether there is any rubber sealing or not. There you get the SD card slot, which is expandable up to 128 gig. There is the SIM card 1 slot and SIM 2 slot. As I mentioned before, this device supports voice over LTE, so you can use your Jio SIM cards. These slots also take micro SIMs. Well, one thing I should mention here, there is no rubber sealing on the back cover or also on the SD card or SIM card slot. The battery is also bare, so the back cover sealing should be very good. I will try to make a splash resistance test, and make sure you subscribe to this channel and keep in touch. Let me now quickly compare the exterior design of Moto G4 Play with the Redmi 3S Prime, and as you can see, these two devices are from two different worlds. The design, the build qualities are totally different. You are getting slimmer profile, metal build, fingerprint sensor, air blaster, separate loudspeaker. On the Xiaomi device, the one thing I should mention here, the SIM card 2 slot on the Redmi 3S Prime is basically hybrid, that is, you have to either use the SIM card or a micro SD card. There I have the Moto G4 as well, and as you can see, the design, the build quality are exactly same, though you don't have the laser autofocus, and the 3.5mm headphone jack is on the right side of the device. Otherwise, they are exactly similar. I also want to show you the Moto G4 Plus, and it's also in white. There you have a fingerprint sensor, which would have been really nice on the Moto G4 Play, just like the Redmi 3S Prime. Now let me give you a quick overview of the exterior design, but first of all, let's power on the device. The Moto G4 Play sports a 5 inches HD screen. I will talk more about this later. There you have the primary microphone hole, and you also get a secondary microphone hole for noise cancellation, which is really good. And at the top there you get the ear speaker as well as the loudspeaker, so it's front firing, which is again nice. You have got the sensors, the proximity and ambient sensors. The front camera is a 5 megapixel shooter with Full HD recording at 30 fps and f2.2 maximum aperture. The rear camera is an 8 megapixel shooter with again Full HD recording and f2.2 aperture. There is an LED flash as well. Visit facebook.com/gadgetsportal for the camera samples. I will try to make some camera reviews on this device. There you get the power key, which is textured, and the volume rocker is just below this. At the bottom you get nothing but the micro USB port, which is OTG enabled, and the right side of the phone has basically nothing. The top houses the 3.5mm headphone jack. This Moto G4 Play is 9.9mm thick and 137 gram in weight. There is nice texture on the back cover, which will provide great grip of the phone. Overall, the look and design, the build quality of this phone is exactly like any other Motorola device. The device is ultimately ready, and the first thing I want to check is the display. As I mentioned before, you have got 5 inches HD screen with 294 ppi, and this is an IPS panel. The brightness is actually quite good for a device in this class. The color rendering is quite punchy. The ppi is also not bad for an entry-level device. You can barely notice a single pixel. Overall, I have no complaint on the display quality, though the viewing angles are actually not the best I've seen. The screen becomes slightly warm from steep angles, but this is not serious. There is nothing to be worried of. Overall, I am actually quite happy with the display quality. There I have the Redmi 3S Prime, which has the exactly same display size and resolution. Both displays are IPS panels, and I think the display quality is also very similar. Well, the first thing I want to check on this Moto G4 Play is the memory status before installing or opening any application. The Android version is 6.0.1 Marshmallow, which is the latest currently, and as I mentioned before, the RAM on this phone is officially 2 GB. Out of the box you are getting 667 used and 1.2 GB free, which is basically the average of last 3 hours. So this is actually quite good for a device in this category. This phone is running on stock Android, that's why you are getting this impressive free memory. Out of 16 GB, the internal storage is 10.5 GB free out of the box, so again the free storage is not bad. And as I mentioned before, you have got an SD card slot. Android Marshmallow allows you to merge your SD card with your internal storage, so you can install your applications or move your apps and games to your micro SD card. You can of course extend the memory further using pen drives or external hard drives running on external power. There you go, the flash drive has been detected. This is basically a 64 GB pen drive, and it works just perfectly on this Moto G4 Play. In addition to that, you can also attach mouse and keyboards using OTG cable just like this. If you don't have an OTG pen drive, then also you can use this cable, which is available at around 30 or maximum 50 rupees. Well guys, the next thing I want to check is the camera. You can use either touch or the button for the camera shutter, and also geotag, scan QR or barcodes as well. As you know, the rear camera is an 8 megapixel shooter, so let's get a subject and click some photos. The touch to focus is working just fine. I can also manually control the exposure right on the fly, and as you know, pressing and holding will take multiple, that is burst photos. You can also use the front camera, which is a 5 megapixel shooter, and you can also manually control the exposure. There is a beauty face mode and also a screen flash mode, which is very handy for low light images. There you go, it looks like this. So if you want to take some selfies in a movie hall or in a very dark area, this might help. Both front and back cameras can capture Full HD videos. There is also a panorama mode, no slow-mo shooting, and let's quickly check the images I've just shot. This is with the front camera, not bad at all, and the rear camera shots are looking quite sharp actually. The focusing is almost accurate. I will try this camera outdoor and upload the samples on my Facebook page. A camera review is also coming soon on this channel. The all-new Moto G4 Play is running on stock Android interface, that's why you don't get any fancy software features or a customized UI, but as a result the phone seems quite snappy. There is no lag or hiccup I've experienced so far. The display is also super responsive, I must say. Now there is indeed a very handy added feature called Moto Display. When your device is resting on the table, you can just pick it up and you will get a white lined notification. You can actually read your notification right from here just by tapping and holding on those, and you can also dismiss or you can open in applications. I will give you a demo of this feature on my full review. Well friends, we are almost at the end of this unboxing and hands-on. Before I go, I want to quickly mention the CPU and GPU. You are getting a Snapdragon 410 chipset with 1.2 GHz Cortex-A53 quad-core processor, Adreno 306 GPU, and overall the specs doesn't sound exciting, but again considering the price and the brand, it seems quite reasonable. Of course, the Redmi 3S Prime offers better specs. I will upload the comparison very soon and drop the link in the description below. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel. You can also hit the like button below if you have found this video quite interesting and helpful. That's all for now guys, thanks a lot for watching.